I'm your host, Kelly Morgan, indie author and indie publisher. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. Welcome to today's episode. Hey everybody, Kelly here. Welcome to another episode of The Author's Mic. And you know it's Monday because I have a guest with me. I just love it when people come and take me up on my offer to share this space because I swear it is very, very simple to do. Today we have Russell Luyt. He is an author. He just published his book, The Midnight Factory. It's available. I saw it. I saw it reviewed on Goodreads. I think it's available on Amazon. But I want you to tell, is this your first book?
It's my first book of fiction. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and introduce you, Russell. Welcome. Welcome to the Author's Mic.
Oh, it's super to be here, Kelly. Thank you so much for having me.
You are so welcome. And so I saw when I was researching your book and learning about it that you just published it in October. So congratulations.
Thank you very
And
much.
you
Yeah.
say it's your first book of fiction. So do you have nonfiction floating out there?
Yeah. So actually, my previous career was in academia as a social psychologist, and I specialized in gender and masculinity. And I recently moved away from the world of academia. I was lucky enough to do that, and have moved from the UK to France, to Paris, where I'm sitting right now in the dark because it's very, very early here.
Like midnight
Um,
for you. It's like tomorrow for you.
and yeah, and it's my first work of fiction, but of course published academically before.
So, what tell us like about this story and this book. I was reading that, obviously you've already got reviews on it on Goodreads, so people are reading it. So tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I'm really lucky to have got some reviews already because, as you say, it's early days. Kelly, The Midnight Factory is a dystopian thriller. It's set in a rain-soaked near future United Kingdom, so Britain, where a drug called Shimmer, which promises escape, actually ultimately functions as a form of state control. So, it follows some of the similar tropes you're going to find in dystopian novels. But it has a real humor element. It follows a young woman, Anouk, whose best friend is taken by the state authorities, and looks into her attempt to save him, but also the process in which she starts to uncover the truth about Shimmer and the people who profit from it, but also the way that it supports the oppressive system. So it's really a dystopian novel which mixes tension, atmosphere, character-driven storytelling, and at its core, it's about loyalty, issues of power, and the choices people make when kind of the world around them is closing in.
Is it a standalone or could it be a series?
It's definitely a series, yeah. I mean, each book in the planned series will be standalone, but at the same time, and they were. So this, I should say that the series is called the Shimmerfall Trilogy, and they do focus on similar and different aspects of the world and the forces shaping it, but at the same time, they develop on it and they focus on the characters, the consequences of the choices the characters made, et cetera, et cetera.
I'm always interested when people write series because I don't know if I have a series in me, because you have to be able to take these characters and continue on the story. And so how do you, I mean, is the series already written or is it up here? Is book two and three up here or is it already on paper?
Yeah, the series follows very much the same strategy as I used for the first book. And that was that I knew the beginning and I knew the end, and I told myself the story. And Kelly, that was the most exciting part because as a new author or new fiction author, you don't really know how it's going to develop. How do you tell the story? And for me, it's been just the most wonderful experience of telling myself a story. Those times when you're reading a book that you can't put down. Uh, Writing a story that you're really into is like reading that book. You can't stop. It's self-propulsive. And I think so. In answer to your question, the series tells itself. If the characters are alive and they're rich, and the world that you created and developed is similar, you can't help but tell the story. Because just as we are human and living, your characters start telling their own story. You're not telling it, they're telling you. And that's the excitement, I
That
think.
is the exciting part. So is it a story where there's two types of series in my head. There's one where the story carries on, and there's one where you maybe take the book and it's not a series, but you can take characters out of that book and expand and have maybe books that set next to them but aren't necessarily series. Yours is a true series, right?
Mine is a cheer shows without giving too much about the plot lines away. It follows centrally the central character. It follows the central character and look and in her personal story of self-discovery and development, but also follows the development of the major plot line, and that's how she and her compatriots navigate this oppressive state that they find themselves in.
So how do you know, or what's the timing to put out the other books?
Well, to me, it's pretty clear because it took me. I know some people are much faster than me at writing. I'm not sure that's fair, but at least publishing, I am, getting out about 90,000 words, which is the kind of standard for a novel of this sort. It takes me about 3 months of full-time writing. So that's a full working day every day. And that's unpolished. But if you go into it seriously, as you'll know, with all the editorial works, the rewrites, the polishing and whatnot, it's a good year before you get it out. So my timeline's set really autumn. I think in the States you call it fall. This time next year, the next book will be out.
Well, good, because you've given yourself enough time to like develop the story and take it through a good edit and all of the
Yeah,
things
that's
that
right.
happen.
Yeah,
Because you just never know what's going to happen once you've actually written it. It still has to
that's
probably
right.
be rewritten, right? That first draft isn't the
It's
completed.
like polishing a stone, as you'll know, right?
Yes.
And I think people probably readers don't often appreciate, I suppose, how much polishing and polishing and polishing you go through. So yeah, you write the first draft, and then as it's with your beta readers, you're polishing some more, and then you get the feedback, and then it goes off to your developmental, and then you do the feedback, and then it goes to the copy editing. You do your feedback. So yeah, it's a long process.
It can be a process. So any hopes of putting this on audio?
Yes, so it is. Yeah, it's busy getting audioed. Is that the right word?
Audio
Narrated,
booked?
audio book. At the moment with a really really great narrator in the UK. So there's an authenticity of accents, so all the different accents from the different regions of the UK and countries, and um, and that should be out and about. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, January.
That's funny because as Americans, we don't think about y'all having different accents. We do here in the States, right? There's definitely the Southern and, the
Well,
New Yorker. And I guess we just don't think about it because, an
maybe.
English
Well,
accent is an English accent to our ears,
yeah,
right?
well, that's it. I mean, I'm originally from South Africa. I grew up in South Africa, and then I moved to the UK to study and whatnot. And of course, in South Africa, we have 11 official languages. Forget about the accents across languages. And then when you come to the UK, which is relatively small geographically, I mean, South Africa is almost the size of Western Europe, and the
Right.
UK is just one country. And yeah, it's incredibly localized. So the accents are, just a city down 100 kilometers away or miles away is completely different. So you will see, if you get the audiobook, you'll see the difference, the variation. I've tried to cover the geography of the UK as much as
Very,
possible.
very cool. So if readers want to connect with you, follow you, get the book, do you have a website, a landing page? How do they connect with you?
Yeah, no, I'd be delighted to have them to connect and and enter into a conversation. My website's shimmerfall.net. I'll pass on the details, of course, to you. I'm on all the usual social media: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and that's the handle at Shimmerfall Trilogy or hash Shimmerfall Trilogy. Um, yeah, so by all means, follow me on that. Have a look at the website. I always say, please be kind. I did my best
Right?
with the word.
If you have to
Um,
say anything, be kind or just don't say anything at all, right?
exactly, that's it. So, and yeah, and then the book, as I think you've intimated, the ebook, there's paperback, hardcover, audiobooks coming out, and we always say Amazon because Amazon's ubiquitous, but I'm always a fan of your local independent bookstore. You can always order it there. Yeah,
Fantastic,
it's a
fantastic.
little hard to mail it out directly to you guys, obviously, because I'm in Europe. But
Right,
yeah, buy locally.
right, right. Gotcha. But so Amazon's probably best, or probably other platforms too. If a bookstore can get it, then I would imagine that it's on
Absolutely. So
e-bookstore.
Barnes and Nobles, Walmart, they're
Yeah.
all they're
So
all they're all
all
stock it
places that they
online.
can get it. So let me go through my laundry list of stuff before I let you go. Number one,
Great.
if you're an author and you want to be on this platform, it's very easy. You just go to my website, you go to the Be a Guest tab, you fill out the form, boom, you're a guest. I swear to you, it is truly that simple.
Really is that
It
easy.
really
Really is
is.
that easy. Yeah.
It is that simple. If you are on your writing journey and you're stuck, I got a 44 page guide. It's free. Go get it. It's called So You Want to Write a Book. Go download it. It's yours. Start your journey. Your words matter. It's important, right? If
Right.
you are interested in supporting me, I've got two books out there. Wait for it and You Sound White. Wait for it. It's an audiobook. I don't sell the audiobook, but I do sell the books myself, or you can get them from Amazon, wherever you want, wherever good books are sold, no pressure. And then lastly, we do have a book club. So if you're interested in joining us as a reader, you can. It's called the IRS. All the information's on the website. I think it's on the More tab. If you click at the bottom, you'll see it. You can join us. If you are an author and you want to pitch us, we only support indie authors. So we don't know about your book unless you tell us. So pitch us and we'll see what happens because we're always open for a new read. And so with that being said, Russell, you being a new fiction writer in this space, sounds like did you self-publish your book?
Yeah, I did. I did,
Sounds
and
like
I
you
would recommend.
self-published, and so you're wearing all hats out there trying to market and do everything to get this book out there. If you could give somebody advice, somebody who's thinking, yeah, I want to do what he's doing, and I've got this trilogy in me as well, what advice would you give them?
I'd say go for it. I think the important thing is that you have to have an entrepreneurial spirit, and clearly you do, and you've got to like multitasking. You've got to really want to be. This is for self-publishing, of course. You've got to really like the idea of owning your own business because that's what it is. From producing the product through to design, sales, marketing, distribution, the whole lot. But go for it. Be a perfectionist because your product matters. So put in the hard work and be brave because it's quite lonely. And your podcast and many other authors act as a real community, a supportive community. So join your community, get involved with it, and you'll find people to guide you along the way.